From cheers of the fans to the crack of the bat, learn it all from Jimbo, Gabe, Mike, and Matt. Giving thoughts on all public teams, whether times are boom or if they are lean. Hero players that you should know, not only the good things, highs and the lows. Here it is, we're ready to go. Please enjoy the podcast. On with the show.
Good morning, good evening, and good everything in between, and welcome to the podcast. We're halfway through August, and we're rolling along, and September's right around the corner, which means playoff baseball is coming up. I'm your host, Jim Bobernicki, and I'm joined as always by Mr. Gabe Lorman. How you doing, Gabe?
Doing well. Managed to avoid any grievous injuries in my most recent softball game. I seem to collect bruises more often than extra base hits at this point.
Oh, that's gotten old for you. That's life. We're joined also by Mr. Michael Bealey. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing well, and back from my vacation, where I flew business class and was very concerned and was confused by all the fancy stuff they offer.
Concerned? What were you concerned?
A lady handed me a hot towel, and I didn't know what to do with it, so I had to stand up to see what all the other people were doing with it. Turns out you're supposed to clean your face with it.
For who? For what?
Except in Japan. Do not clean your face with the oshibori in Japan.
It was before dinner, so I guess wash your hands and wash your face before dinner? I don't know. I felt out of place. I was wearing pajama pants in business class, okay?
What do you do with the oshibori in Japan?
Oh, that's the name of the hot towel. You just wipe your hands. That's all.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't know what to do with any of that. But as I said, we're halfway through August now, and the playoff race is heating up. We've got some contention for the first and second place, and there's a lot of friction going on in the middle ground. But let's get into today's news. Gabe, what do you have for us on the top stories?
The July MVP winners have been announced. Congratulations to pitcher Kohei Arihara of the Hawks and designated hitter Franmil Reyes of the Fighters. In the month of July, Arihara went 4-0 with 25 strikeouts in 30 innings pitched, while Reyes hit .324 with 6 home runs and 19 RBI over the 21 games. Both of these very well deserved. Can we talk about Kohei Arihara and his career resurgence as a member of the Hawks? He's looking like Arihara of the Fighters again. It's really good to see.
Not just that. I mean, he had a really brutal start to the season. He's been really coming back into ace form in the second half of the year. I'm happy, and I'm sorry I doubted him.
My apologies. I was not familiar with your game. Yes. I also spotted over the newswire, Atsushi Naomi, Japan Series winner with the Oryx Buffaloes in 2022, will be heading to Taiwan to represent the Pacific League at PL Festa, an exclusive fan event organized by DAZN from September 5th through 7th. DAZN will also carry the session on their YouTube for those of you who want to tune in and have access. I wouldn't be surprised if it's all in Chinese, though, because it is in Taiwan. But hey, more eyeballs on the Pacific League, never a bad thing. And I know Mike is going to love this next part of the news. I just discovered that Koshien is going on. It's in the second round right now. And if you stay up late enough, you'll be able to watch games from North America on sportsbull.jp. It's not affiliated with PLTV, so can't really talk too much about it. But hey, if you want to see who your team's going to draft next, this is a good place to do it.
I personally am a big fan of the crying and the big bags of dirt that they will be filling up.
After everything about Koshien rocks, the vibes, the everything. It's a great time to watch. I'm so happy it's back on. And so that does it for today's highlights, and let's kick it over to the Around the Horn segment where we talk about the best teams in the league from top to bottom, and we're starting off with the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks, who have been on a tear as of late, following up how good they were last week. They won another 5 games in a row since our last episode, including a sweep of the Fighters at home and opened up a 4-game lead in the pennant race. That makes it 12 straight wins at home at the Mizuho PayPay Dome. They're firing on all cylinders. I know I was so doubtful and so upset with how poorly they were playing at the beginning of the season, but it's been really great to see how well they've been playing this year. It almost makes me think if they were healthy the whole season, might they have broken that 100-game mark? But anyway, we'll see. And speaking of firing on all cylinders, Kenta Imamiya is coming back from the rehab stint soon, getting an RBI in yesterday's game, which means we're not even at full power yet. We are still putting everyone together. Maybe Yanagita comes back. Maybe we'll see, which would be awesome for the playoff run. But yeah, Imami is also chasing his 100th home run, which hopefully he can pick that up before the season is over. And again, speaking of, I'm just going to say full power, full blast. We got Livan Moinelo, Kohei Arihara, and Tomohisa Ozeki all have 10 wins each now. And the last time a SoftBank Hawks trio reached 10 games each in the same year was in 2018 with Kodai Senga, Shuta Ishikawa, and Rick Vandenherk. It's also the third time in NPB history that three pitchers have had their 10th win in 3 consecutive days, which is a super, super weird stat. I have no idea how somebody found that, but check it out. And speaking of Lee Van Moinello, he won an absolute incredible pitcher's duel against Ito this week. He threw 125 pitches for 13 strikeouts, giving up only 3 hits and a walk. And Ito himself struck out 11 against 4 hits and 2 walks over 8 innings, giving up only 1 run, which was the difference in that game. I mean, those are the 2 best pitchers in the Pacific League right now, except outside of maybe Imai. So very, very cool to see them have what will probably be a preview for a playoff matchup, but hopefully Moinelo wins that one too. And the SoftBank Hawks will change and expand their protective netting at the Mizuho Pepe Dome come 2026. The current netting runs from behind the backstop in the infield stands and will be replaced with a 21-meter high suspended wire netting. So good to keep the fans safe. And finally, SoftBank Hawks pitcher Haru Matsumoto made 3 errors in a game on August 7th, tying the NPB single-game record and the first pitcher to make 3 errors in a game in 68 years. And of course, naturally, they went on to win that game because they're playing the Marines. And that's how baseball goes. But yeah, I couldn't be happier to see how well the Hawks are playing right now. I'm back on the train of thinking we're going to win. We're definitely going to win the Pacific League pennant. I'm committing to that. And we should win the Japan Series because we are so much better than the Central League. Guys, how does it feel to see the Hawks soaring so far and high above everybody in the Pacific League? Huh?
I just have Emperor Palpatine going, the power of this fully operational battle station.
Operational. But we're going to kick it over to a team that was leading for most of the season, but is still trying their best to keep up. The Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. Take it away, Gabe.
Going into today's game, mini tailspin, lost 4 in a row, shut out twice. Other 2 losses were 1 run scored. But they did walk off the Marines earlier today at Escon Field, Hokkaido. Franmil Reyes with a game-tying home run in the 8th, his 22nd of the season to continue to lead the Pacific League. And Shun Mizutani with a walk-off single to left field. Good to see. What I've been digging lately is some of the articles coming out of Pacific League Insight on pacificleague.com. There is machine translation. You can read these in English. First off, rookie sensation Kota Tatsu and what's been driving his winning streak and his all-star appearance this year. The answer? Lots of forkballs, especially when he's behind in the count. He's also got a .155 opponent's average on the forkball. That's the 4th best in the PL behind Haruya Tanaka of the Marines, his teammate Koki Kitayama, and Jimbo, one of your favorites, Chihiro Sumida of the Lions, who only has a .104 batting average against on his forkball.
Oof.
Tatsu also has a slider he favors against right-handed batters and a curveball that sees a lot of usage in even counts but disappears when he's pitching from behind. A lot of cool insight courtesy of PacificLeague.com there. Also from PL Insight, a fun interview with Ariel Martinez, the Cuban slugger who's in his 6th NPB season this year with the Fighters. He mentioned his close relationship with his countrymen, Livan Moinelo of the Hawks and Raidel Martinez of the Giants, as well as his friendships with his ex-Dragons teammates Takumi Yamamoto and Yuya Gunji, who wound up joining him on the Fighters. One thing that I liked was he said that the culture and environment of Latin American and Japanese baseball are very different except for one thing, the importance of effort. Finally, he mentioned his friends back home are clamoring for a means to watch PL games. The interviewer told him about our friends over at One Baseball Network, and he was elated with the news. Don't forget PLTV as well. One last fun note for the mascot fans. Oh no, Frep the Fox has joined Twitter to share what he calls his true feelings. Please don't get suspended. It's bad juju.
But I wonder what that's about. Like, is it just like a promotional thing, or is he really going rogue, or like what's going on there? That's a weird little. But I mean, that's I feel like that's very Fighters core that they would have their mascot joined Twitter to share their real feelings. So
if he starts subtweeting Elon Musk, we know that we're dealing with someone who's off the chain.
But so let's kick it over to the third place team that are trying to hold on to their playoff spot as desperately as they can. The Oryx Buffaloes. Take it away, Gabe.
2-2 with a rainout. They're facing the Eagles this week in a series that suddenly feels very tense. Buffaloes only have a 3-game lead. Second baseman, the phenom, Ryo Ota, acknowledges that he hits well at Zozo Marine Stadium in an interview with Baseball King. 3 hits, 3 RBIs, and 2 of those from a 2-run extra innings home run in Monday's game. His exact words, "I've always liked this stadium. Hell yes, more, please." I'm hoping that he can continue to do so as a member of the Buffaloes, but hey, maybe the Marines pick him up. I don't know. Maybe he'll get more home games that way. Outfielder and all-star Ryoma Nishikawa is expected to return to action on the 19th. According to Sports Hochi, he's about 70 to 80% ready for game action. Rest up, get well soon, and complete the outfield that made this lineup so devastating in the first half of the season. And down on the farm, Sports Hochi with a fun article on the second Lee Dai-ho, an infielder by the name of Ho Naito, who wears the same jersey number and cuts the same figure. Naito credits his batting coach, Masakazu Fukukawa, for getting him to focus on his lower body more. He's also lost 5 kilograms from adopting a diet similar to Fighters infielder Kotaro Kiyomiya this season. Yeah, he's still got a 591 OPS in the farm team, but in this dead ball era, that may still play. I wouldn't be surprised to see him get a call-up for the Buffaloes down the stretch.
I want to try to say the name of that batting coach, Masakazu Fukukawa. That's
right. There you go.
It's not so bad once you break it down into individual parts. But yeah, are you panicking as a Buffaloes fan yet? Are you seeing those Eagles coming? Do you think it's going to happen? How you feeling,
buddy? After last season, I'm dead inside.
That tracks.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. Longtime Buffaloes fans have known heartbreak time and time again. The 2021 to 2023 seasons may end up feeling like just a blip and a glorious fluke. And if so, that's fine. But we're inoculated against this, man.
Fair enough. And so, speaking of those Eagles that are catching up on them, let's kick it over to Mike with the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. How are the successful birds doing? Not to talk too bad about another team.
I think that's the first time in a while I've had something positive to talk about, but 3-2 in their last 5, including a win over the Buffaloes. They might be able to pull something out of their hat down the line, actively chasing orders, and it looks like, yeah, it should be another interesting ending stretch for Rakuten. I believe it's been like the last 3 seasons, or how long we've been doing the podcast, that they've been like sitting in 4th and just staring at 3rd. Well, excited to see how that ends. Hideto Asamura needs 2 more doubles to get to 350 in his career, and Luke Voigt has hit his 4th home run of the season. That was in today's game. 13 games since he last had one, so good to see him. I don't want to say hitting the ball again, but hitting one out. Hope to see him back next year, or see if he can end the season on a good note and see what happens. And former Eagle Masahiro Tanaka attempted to get his 199th win this morning, and came up short against the Dragons in today's game. Still actively trying to get to that 200 milestone. Has some time left in the season to get there, so hopefully he gets there.
Yeah, that'd be nice for like. I'd safely say like the all-time Eagle great. But there's something about the Eagles. I feel like every season, even I think their pennant winning season, didn't they have like a magical come from behind thing? Like it's always like the end of the season, they save it for like a burst. Or I've also heard the opposite happens sometimes, where they start well and then they just collapse at the end. And so it's real feast or famine with them, I feel.
Something to do with the weather up in Sendai, I bet. If it's like stays warm late into September, it helps the bats stay warm and the players stay loose. If it gets cold early, maybe they just clam up. The ball doesn't fly as far. I am speculating from the seat of my pants, though.
Total guesswork. Total shots in the dark. And so we kick it over to the 5th place team in the league, a team that is very much on the outside looking in, but they are still doing their best to catch up. The Saitama Seibu Lions, 3-2 this week. They're trying to push to get back in the chase, but it is a bit hard when they keep running into the walls that are the proverbial A side of the league, the Hawks and the Fighters. I actually was looking this up. I wanted to see how their record was against other teams, and they're pretty much 500 with the other rest of the league, but they are just getting beat up by the Hawks and Fighters at every turn this year. So it's tricky for them, but hey, if you can pick up over 500 against everyone else, maybe you got a shot. But let's talk about some good news with the team. Shuta Tonosaki, Mr. Apple Punch himself, picked up his third extra innings walk-off hit back on Monday. So very good to see one of our favorite players having himself a nice little game there. And outfielder Junichiro Kishi was diagnosed with a strain in the back of his right thigh. He's expected to be out of action for about 6 weeks. He was injured running the bases in the 6th inning of the game against the Eagles on the 9th. And the big waterfall misting feature is back at the Balloon Dome, which I can only help but imagine is very important for the Balloon Dome faithful because it is hot, hot, hot in that dome. So very cool to see that they've got that little on to keep everybody cool. And also, just to point out, of course, the best player on the team right now, Tetsuya Imai, struck out 11 batters in a gem of a start. He continues to be the highlight of the season and making his case for the Sawamura Award. I hope he stays with the Lions forever. I hope he never goes to the majors. I don't want anyone to go to the majors. I never want any player to go to the majors. Everyone's staying in Japan. I want us to start importing players from the majors. I want Japan to be the number one league in the world. That would be my ideal. But how are you guys feeling about how the Lions are doing? Do you think they're out of it? Do you think they're totally out of it? Like, what are we feeling about them?
I think you got to still take this season as a positive after so many people called them to finish in the basement. Not me, though. I think this is something to build on. I think what they got to do is keep pushing the offense. I mean, you got Tyler Nevin, great. You got JD Davis late, also good. Keep going. Get some more foreign bats. Get a full season out of Seiya Watanabe and keep adding on the offense.
Yeah, no, I mean, even if they don't make the playoffs, even if they finish in 5th, it's been a massive improvement this year. Sumita's been playing really well. We could use Takeuchi getting back on track. That'd be nice. And but yeah, Watanabe's been playing great. Nevin, awesome, and Nishikawa, the center fielder, he's been a revelation this season. He's so good out there in the middle. So yeah, I'm really happy with how the season looks, and maybe next year they make the playoffs. But I do think it's kind of probably the end of this season. But speaking of teams that the season is pretty much over for, we kick it over to the basement dwellers of the league, the bottom of the barrel, our beloved Chiba Lotte Marines. Mike, how are the Waterbirds doing this week?
0-4 with a rainout and a walk-off loss to the Fighters this morning. Yay. Now Yamasuda needs 2 more saves to get to 250 saves in his career, opening the doors to the Meikyukai, the Golden Players Club. It'd be really nice to see that. I hope he can. How old is he now? 36, maybe 37. Be cool if he could get to 300. That'd be swag, as the kids say. I don't know if they still say that. The Marines are the first team between both leagues to lose 60 games this season. Yeah.
Wow, really? They were worse than the Swallows? I thought the Swallows were even worse. Oh, no.
Oh, yogurt probably gives them special powers. Let me pull up the standings real quick just to make sure I'm not losing it.
Oh, yeah, no, they're 37,
there they are.
58. They just haven't had the chance to lose 2 more games.
They're the first in something. Let's go.
The ghost of Tsubakuro is cackling from beyond the grave.
He's dancing on the grave, if anything. For the offensive side, well, actually, hold on. I'm going to head my notes there for a second. The Marines have the highest team ERA of all 6 PL teams with a collective ERA of 3.62, and that is 11th between all 12 teams, which the previously mentioned Swallows are the only ones with a worse ERA. This is all with a dead ball, by the way. Haruya Tanaka has the lowest ERA in the team with 2.48. And who has the league best in ERA, if you're wondering? That would be the Fighters, because of course they do.
That makes sense.
For the offensive side, the Marines are 5th in the league in on-base percentage with a 619 and 6th in the league in average with 234. Fun times. But at least the food continues to excel, so there's a reason to go to Marines games. For the final 2 series in September at Zozo Marine Stadium, the team will be hosting a meat and sweets-themed food festival. The announced dishes include a Wagyu cheeseburger, chocolate candy apples, veal prime rib, and a Hong Kong waffle with mango cream. I hope that Aja Nue is somewhere participating in this festival. This seems right up his alley if he was still playing or actively participating. I did see that he was working the food stand. The I think it was like a month or two ago. They just had a day where he was working the concessions. And speaking of former Marines players, like older Marines players, I'm looking at my TV right now. There's an Eastern League game going on, and Ayamu Ishikawa is currently still pitching for the Marines at the age of 39 on the farm team. I actually kind of thought he retired. That's good to see. I was a fan of him when I first got started watching Japanese baseball. Glad to see he's still pitching, somewhere, and I hope this inning goes well for him. Looks like it is.
Now, shameless plug, if you want to watch farm team action, you should subscribe to Pacific League TV because in addition to every top team game, you also get access to all of their farm team games, even when they're against teams from the other league. Only 1,500 Japanese yen per month. It's a bargain.
And
Yep, and
sometimes the farm team is better than the top team.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, actually, where are they in the standings? Actually, I'm curious, real quick. Are the Marines farm teams at least doing okay?
I believe they've been doing good all season. I don't know
Yeah,
the exact
remember they
standings.
started off the season ridiculously hot.
Farm League standings.
Hang on, I got it up on I'm pulling it up on PacificLeague.com, which has the minor team standings. The Marines are sitting third behind
Good.
the Giants and Lions. Problem is only the top team advances to the farm championship. So they're
They're only
still in the
4 games.
hunt. They're only 4 games back in the Western League pennant competition or Eastern League.
But Cebu's played like 5 games less. Huh. I guess rainouts and stuff.
The schedule is a little lopsided given the odd number of teams that they have to play against. Hawks are leading the Western League, 2.5 up on the Dragons.
Swallows are terrible. Oh my god.
And that whole organization's in rough.
That is rough going.
Yeah, they got their ring and then dipped.
That's brutal. Anyway, enough about Central League and Eastern League and all that. Let's wrap up today's show with our familiar faces in new places. And as always, Mr. Shohei Ohtani continues to do it all, from hitting into a triple play this week to tallying up another 4 home runs. I thought I was hallucinating when I saw those stats. I was like, what do you mean you got a home run every game this week? That's crazy. So he is now leading the National League with 43 dingers and a 1.020 OPS. He's pretty good at baseball. That guy there, pretty good. Not such a great week for compatriots Yoshinobu Yamamoto and Kodai Senga, as both of them picked up losses this week. Yamamoto gave up an uncharacteristic 6 runs to the Angels while also struggling to find the plate and issued 5 walks. Senga was a little better, only allowing a couple hits and a couple runs, but did, again, nonetheless pick up a loss. Now, on the other hand, Yu Darvish looks to be back in prime form, the former fighter pitching a peachy 6 innings, giving up only 4 hits and 1 run against 6 strikeouts for a big win against division rival Giants. And Yusuke Kikuchi continues to have a decent little resurgence season, giving up 4 runs but striking out 7 in a surprise win against the Detroit Tigers this week. And finally, great news for everybody who's been looking to see him come back into action. Roki Sasaki is going to get back on the mound in live action this week as Dodgers manager Dave Roberts says the rookie will be sent back to AAA Oklahoma to play against the Albuquerque Isotopes. Shout out the Albuquerque Isotopes. You got to talk about them anytime you can. And so pretty decent week for our boys stateside. Obviously, we would like to see YY and Senga playing better, but I'm happy anytime Darvish is playing great, even if it's for the Padres. And let's hope Sasaki does well in the minors. I will be trying to find a way to watch that game, possibly. What do you guys think about that?
I also want to shout out Masataka Yoshida, who's got 2 home runs and a 720 OPS. In his last 7 games, he's actually slashing 304, 357, 522. He's starting to wake up.
He's coming around the mountain as he comes.
Not and too soon.
So for our question of the day today, should we mix up the format more frequently? Because I feel like we had a good show last week. I mean, we had a lot of fun. It was but it was very kind of off the cuff, kind of just shooting the bleep, as it were. And but I mean, I like the way the show's formatted. What do you guys think?
I think we could definitely stand to mix it up. Maybe every other week we go with a different format. Maybe checking in on familiar names, reminiscing about players of old, or taking more reader questions.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, I like the idea of more history stuff too because I was so fascinated reading about. Of course, I can't remember his name now, but that the Marine or the Orion's first baseman that I was reading
Hiromitsu
about last.
Ochiai, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, wow, this guy is super cool. And yeah, we should try to find a player, an old school player of the week for each team as just a nice little history corner thing. That could be a fun little thing. Anyway, let us know what you think about that, or let us know of any other changes we should make and any other questions you want to hear from us. But that'll do it for today's show. As always, thank you as ever for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff, and we'll see you next time on the podcast. Oh, wait a minute. Should probably tell people that we have a live game this weekend. I
I was
forgot
going to
about
say, we'll see you Sunday, midnight Eastern, Saturday, 9 p.m. Pacific, as the Oryx Buffaloes host the Hokkaido Nipponham Fighters at Kyocera Dome for what could be a postseason preview. All four of us, Matt Seivert, Mike, Jimbo, and I, will be in the virtual booth. It's going to be a little cramped. Jimbo, keep your armpit away from my face, please.
I thought you were gonna... But yeah, I'm super excited for the game this weekend. We got huge playoff implications, and it should be a terrific game. But that will do it for the end of today's show. Again, like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. Please do check us out on Saturday. Is it Saturday night or Sunday morning, or is it both?
Yes, when the clock strikes 12 from Saturday to Sunday.
And there we go. And as always, have a terrific day and take care. And we'll see you next time on the podcast.